Hi again. Today I want to show you the verb abrir, that means to open. We will see several conjugation, at least the most used conjugation, okay? We will conjugate the verb abrir into present, simple past, the two types of future and imperative, okay? So these would be the most used verbal tenses, okay? So the verb abrir belongs to the group of verbs that end in ir, ir or ir. If you remember, we said that in Spanish we have three groups of verbs: those that end in ar, those that end in er, and those that end in ir, right? So ending in ar or er or ir, okay? So the group of verbs that has more irregular verbs is this one, the ir, okay? However, abrir is a regular verb, and so it will help to see how to conjugate the other regular verbs that end in ir, okay? Remember that there is a different rule for conjugating the verbs in Spanish depending on which group the verb belongs to. So this one belongs to the verbs that end in ir. So verb to open in present tense. Let's begin. Remember, yo is I, tú is you, él, he, ella, she, nosotros, we, vosotros is you plural, used in Spain. Ustedes is you plural but used in Latin America. And ellos means they, right? So, and although vosotros and ustedes are synonyms, however, ustedes, the conjugation is the same conjugation as with ellos, okay? Well, let's begin. Yo abro, tú abres, él abre, nosotros abrimos, vosotros abrís, ustedes abren, ellos abren. So this is for the present, okay? Let's go to the past. Yo abrí, tú abriste, él or ella abrió, nosotros abrimos, vosotros abristeis, ustedes abrieron, ellos abrieron. Let's go to the future. Remember that in Spanish we have two ways of building the future. One of them is here. We have the subject pronoun and the verb, right? Okay, the verb, a conjugated verb that already has a conjugation, different conjugation for each one pronoun, okay? The other one, the one I've been encouraging you to use, is similar to the future tense in English, where we use the auxiliary verb will, right? And then the verb in infinitive, okay? So in Spanish, this future tense is very similar. We use the auxiliary verb to go, or ir, but conjugated, right? Then we use a, which means to, and then the verb in infinitive that we want to conjugate. So let's begin first with this one, right? Let's see. Yo voy a abrir. I will open, right? Tú vas a abrir. You will open. Él va a abrir. He will open. Nosotros vamos a abrir. We will open. Vosotros vais a abrir. You will open. Ustedes van a abrir. Also, you will open, but as spoken in Latin America. Ellos van a abrir. They will open. So, although this one can look a bit more complex than this one, however, you don't need to learn how to conjugate every single verb that you want to say into future tense. You only need how to conjugate this auxiliary verb, okay? And then, whatever verb you want to conjugate, you use it in infinitive as here, okay? So it's much easier to use this future tense, okay? Let's use the other future tense. Yo abriré, tú abrirás, él abrirá, nosotros abriremos, vosotros abriréis, ustedes abrirán, ellos abrirán. Okay? Let's do the imperative now. Imperativo. So in imperative, it makes no sense to have I, okay, the first person subject pronoun. So we omit that. We start with you, with tú. Tú abre, or abre tú. Él abra. Nosotros abramos. Vosotros abrid. Ustedes abran. Ellos abran. Okay, so this would be the imperative. So if I want to say to you open the door, or just open the door, I would say abre la puerta. Abre la puerta. If I'm talking to us, and I want to say open the door, I would say abramos la puerta. Let's open the door, okay? Talking to us. Let's open the door. Abramos la puerta. If I want to talk to you in plural, you plural, okay? I would say abrid la puerta. You know, as you can see, we always omit the subject pronoun because the subject is always implicit in the verb. I would say abrid la puerta. That means you open the door. Or if I'm in Latin America, I would say abran la puerta. You open the door. And if I want to say they open the door, I would say abran la puerta. Ellos abran la puerta. Okay? Now take a look at these similarities. In the imperative for the second person, for you, is exactly the same as present for the third person, okay? So for we, it's similar, only that we change the I for an A here, okay? Right? Vosotros, for you plural. You see, here, abrid, we change the S for a D, right? And for ustedes and ellos, also, look. You see, abren and abran, we change the E for an A, and we have the imperative. So you just take a look at these similarities, and this applies to all the other verbs because this is a regular verb, right? So this can be taken as a rule. So look what has changed or what it is like with the present tense, and you can see how the imperative is built in Spanish. Okay, so this is the end of this lesson, conjugating the verb abrir, and we will continue with some more verbs later on.